We're going to start with the latest on the coronavirus crisis here in our state. Alabama hitting a new high today.
Yeah, according to state leaders, our state set 2 new records. First, the state saw a jump of more than 2,100 COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. That's nearly 200 more than the previous high, according to data from Alabama's Department of Public Health.
During the same time frame, the number of people who have died in Alabama grew by 47. The number of total deaths in our state now nearing 1,200 tonight. That continued trend upward, prompting Governor Ivey to take action earlier today.
Yeah, less than 24 hours from now, you'll need a face mask if you're heading out anywhere in public in the state. Governor Kay Ivey announced a statewide mask order today, saying that she is pleading with the people of Alabama to wear a mask and help slow the spread of COVID-19.
If you don't wear a mask, you could be fined, but the governor says that's not what this order is about. She wants it to send a strong message, as strong as possible, that we all need to mask up to fight COVID.
Well, folks, I still believe this is going to be a difficult order to enforce. And I always prefer personal responsibility over a government mandate. And yet I also know with all my heart that the numbers and the data over the past few weeks are definitely trending in the wrong direction.
Anyone 6 or older will have to wear a mask if you're in public and within 6 feet of someone who is not family. That includes when you're at indoor spaces open to the public, when you're on public transit like a bus, or an outdoor space where more than 10 people are gathered. That's all according to the governor's office. There are some exceptions, things like medical conditions or essential job functions.
Dr. Scott Harris, the state's top health officer, was also at today's news conference. He says Alabama is not heading in the right direction, and this order is the right thing to do.
We're frequently asked, everyone asks, does the economy need to be shut down? And the answer is no, not if people will cooperate with the orders that we have in place. Face coverings or masks will prevent disease transmission. We don't have an effective vaccine. We don't have highly effective treatment. We don't have really many other options at all, but we do have the ability to try to keep person-to-person spread from occurring.
And the mask order begins tomorrow at 5 p.m. and goes through the end of the month. You can read more about it on our WVTM 13 app. And the decision to institute a mask mandate called brilliant today by White House Coronavirus Task Force member Dr. Deborah Birx. She met with Governor Ivey and Dr. Harris today in Montgomery. The governor's office says they discussed a wide range of topics related to the virus, with Dr. Birx expressing her concern about the growing number of cases here in our state.
The CDC is among the health experts recommending masks for students when they go back to school in the fall. As districts continue to announce some of their plans, some teachers are also raising their concerns. The Alabama Education Association says it's gotten several calls from educators recently. Many want to see school start dates pushed back. One leader says the teachers are scared right now, adding there are too many unknowns.
Especially, I think part of the fear comes from the spike in cases. We see that it is just really spreading rapidly amongst our community populations right now. And so we know that schools are going to, potentially be another source of spreading it further, and that's very frightening.
The AEA is now telling teachers to call the governor's office to voice their opinions. And Hoover City Schools among districts choosing to move their start date back. Students there in Hoover will return August 20th now instead of starting on August the 6th. It comes as education leaders decide the best approach for learning during this pandemic. School systems have been releasing their plans. It includes a number of options from in-person learning to remote classes and even some that are more blended options. So we've got a full list of those reopening options for you. You can find that right now district by district on the WVTM 13 app. We update this, by the way, every time a new system gives us their plan.
Companies are adopting new trends in our world with coronavirus, like fever screening cameras. One local daycare is requiring everybody to use it before heading inside. I stopped in to learn about how it works.
And you put your pretty face right there.
Kennedy Thomas, normal 97.5.
A healthy 5-year-old Kennedy Thomas showing us how to use the infrared facial technology.
It takes your temperature.
All the kids at Chandelar Innovative Learning Academy in Pelham and their Birmingham location must follow suit.
Normal, Tamora Adams, normal 96.4.
Typically, your forehead to be able to infrared to be able to check your temperature, and they can also determine if you're wearing a mask.
The temperature screening kiosk, called Grin, is created by local company Civil Tech. While it's not capable of directly screening for coronavirus,
By adding these additional layers and procedures, it can potentially prevent the spread.
It automates a person's temp and screens in about a second. It's equipped with sanitizer and is designed for lobbies, hallways, and other key access points of businesses to help them reopen safely. All parents who enter and guests like me have to wear masks and use the technology
97.0.
before entering the classroom.
The parents love it. They think it's really neat because we're so high tech, and I think we're one of the first daycares to have it in the area.
Attendance was low the first week of June when the daycare reopened, but its numbers have gradually increased, and so have the safety measures.
Extra cleaning of the center and washing the toys daily.
Social distancing, one teacher assigned to each classroom, and now a running digital log of each child's temperature with Grin, so kids like Kennedy stay safe. Great to stop by there to see how it all works. The company also talks about Grin being a great option to use at other places like sporting venues.
According to data provided by the State Health Department, Alabama's youngest age group accounts for less than 2% of coronavirus cases. People 25 to 49 continue to be affected by this virus the most here in our state. And Alabama now reporting close to 11,000 COVID-19 tests that are run each and every day.
Yeah, at the same time, we're seeing the number of positive tests increase as well. An update from the state shows the percentage jumped nearly 17% last week. The figure has nearly doubled since early May. It rose close to 5% in the last few weeks.
Meanwhile, projections from the University of Washington showed this crisis could get worse in Alabama in the months ahead. The Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation now predicts about 2,500 people will die in our state by the 1st of November. Wearing masks in the summer heat is a concern for some, and Alabama, as you know, is in the middle of those soaring temperatures right about now. But protecting crops during this extreme heat is another concern. WVTM 13's Chip Scarborough explains why the summer heat may not be such a worry.
Walk into Durbin Farms Market in Clanton, and it's clear what's hot right now.
I mean, that's the main staple. I mean, not just in Alabama, but when you're in Chilton County, if you come through this area, you've got to stop and get peaches.
And everyone has their own reason for stopping in.
I actually am buying these for myself and a girlfriend at home. She's a friend of mine for a while, and she wanted peaches, so I thought I'd bring this home when I came through.
So maybe something you didn't know and I didn't know is that the drier the season, the sweeter tasting the peach.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times that's what you'll see. Now, in some years it might affect if you do have dry weather in the fall time and certain times like that, because that's when the peaches are in their dormant time. So you might need a little bit of rain here and there. But right now, I mean, we've been getting enough to help us get by.
Getting them by during the peach rush, which typically runs from the middle of May to middle September, and keeping people like Pamela Wilson happy.
I mean, there's no better place.
In Clanton, Chip Scarborough, WVTM 13.